less noticeable, at least for me, but I'll do my best. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Crimson Research Lab, we have the initial duo here. We have the SE2 Protoss, we have the Broodor Terran. It is going to be HeRoMaRinE and Classic. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have their opponents. We have the SE2 Protoss, we have the Broodor Zerg. It is going to be GgMaChine and Shameless. Here we go. Bearing in mind that Gabe and Classic are not in voice, they're not in voice, so they do communicate with pings and via text as well. Let's go. So here we're building up. We did see some success when it comes to like mech and sky toss before, and that might be the plan here that they're going to be discussing. So they do build up. Likewise, we do have an early gas, early pool. We're going for the all-in. Okay, we're being hyper aggressive here. Early gas, early pool, delayed expansion. We're rushing to early link speed, and this may lead into a Bane bust. Oh, sorry, this is a Brutal Zerg player. My apologies. No Banelings, but we're going into the initial link aggression. Meanwhile, I believe Nexus first. Yeah, Nexus first out of our Protoss player here. Curious. Yeah, pulls out of gas, early link speed. Again, very late expansion here for GgMaChine. And here come the early Zerglings. You can see the ping. You can see the ping here. So Classic, he does scout, he does confirm the early gas, does confirm the early pool, and Classic does ping HeRoMaRinE to let him know. Does let him know. Lings are moving out. We have more Lings on the way, as GgMaChine is still flooding Lings. But again, at least Classic was able to scout. He was able to scout, able to confirm. Back at home, we have the early Zealots as a reaction to that. Marine as well. And these things shouldn't get too much done. We'll see. We shall see. As Zerglings, they poke forward. They attempt to surround, not quite able to. Nice control, Stargate opening here by Classic. Does open Stargate. Lings, they attempt to surround. And they catch out the Zealot. Nice catch. Yeah, Zealot gets caught. Miscontrol there by Classic. Marines that weren't able to support. And with that, we surround the Marines as well. Massive pickups here. 1, 2 Marines go down. And the Adept as well. Ooh, this is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. Getting out of control. Thankfully, there's a full wall on the high ground. Oh, my apologies. Not a full wall. And these things, they're doing critical damage here. 4 kills, 2 probes, 2 SCVs. More probes going to be going down as well. A very messy start here for Classic and Gabe. Again, Classic, when he moved down to the low ground, the Marines didn't follow. The Marines did not follow, so Classic had a weaker position down here. Got surrounded, got caught out, and with that, everything just snowballed out of control. How many workers have gone down in total here? That is 5 probe kills and 2 SCVs. Oof, heavy losses there for Gabe and Classic. And behind this, Shameless is just chilling. He's just chilling, going Stargate into double Stargate. Ooh, double Stargate Phoenix out of Shameless. So going double Stargate Phoenix. Now the plus side is that GgMaChine, his droning has been lacking, of course. Like his droning has been falling by the wayside due to the non-stop aggression. So there is a bit of a give and take. Gabe and Classic going for their own counterattack. And can they punish Shameless? Ooh, surround. Adept gets surrounded, massive pickoff, 1 does go down. The other shades in, and won't get anything done. But does confirm the double Stargate. Does confirm the Phoenixes, and we're entering Phoenix Wars. It's going to be Phoenix versus Phoenix. Oh, late second Stargate though from Classic. There's going to be a window in time where Shameless has the Phoenix lead. That's huge. He needs ground support, but there's only Marine. Like there's no Cyclone. Like here, like the Broodor Terran player has very limited anti-air early on when playing mech, so no Cyclones, and this might just be over. Yeah, this might just be over here. Classic, his Phoenix is gonna be hunted down. Classic can never build up Phoenix counts. That should never happen. There's only 1 Marine. There's no anti-air. Oh, does drop the tank though. Okay. We're respecting that 1 Marine a little bit too much, I'll be honest. Okay, the Oracle does backstab. 7 probes, very nice. But there was potential for damage. It was only 1 Marine. Shameless distracted by the Oracle. 8 probe kills, very nice damage. And again, to build up his army, Classic, he needs that ground support. Goliaths have arrived. He needs to fight with the Goliaths. Phoenixes are moving in. It is 10 Phoenixes to 3. Like, that's just how far ahead Shameless is. Shameless, he can just bully Classic. Yeah, he just bully him. Like, what can Classic do? He can do nothing. Like, 7 probe kills. Goliath does help. So again, like, he has to fight with Goliaths. Only with Goliaths. Shameless looks her way in. Again, Shameless has got double the Phoenix count. 12 Phoenixes against 6. Behind this, going for the Fleet Beacon. They're building up into Anion Pulse Crystals. The Phoenix War is back. And Classic and Gabe, they're stuck turtling. Like, they have to turtle. They just have to turtle up, stay home, relinquish map control. From here, GgMaChine and Shameless can just mass expand, take more bases. 4th base now already done here for GgMaChine. And what are we building up into? Into Hydra tech. Okay. Get into Hydras, into the Queen's Nest, into Hive tech. So again, our top left team is just free to macro up. And now some of the Mass Phoenixes here to try to hit the fringe bases here. Ooh. Again, Goliath holding their own. This is where we have to make a tough decision. When do we throw down the Fleet Beacon? Sorry, you already have Fleet Beacon. When do we start carrier production? And the Mothership. Like, Mothership into carrier is the next big step here for Shameless. Would you see that he even has a 3rd Stargate, making 3 Phoenixes at a time? Forge on the way here as well. Into cannons. Both players go for the Forge. Let's go. Both players building up. This expansion here is very exposed, very vulnerable. Again, Goliaths are very clunky and they're not very mobile. So we have all the Goliaths here on the top side. There is potential to push into these classic bases. There are openings. There are gaps in the defense. Gaps in the defense. Phoenix is going to be turned away. We have our Mass Hydra. Gaming Classic, they commit across the map. Ooh, and we're sitting up either a surround or a backstab. Oh, he comes in, catches reinforcements, gets a tank, not bad. 1 tank goes down. Phoenix, they respond. Hydras, they do catch a Phoenix. Just the one, though. This is an expensive run by here. At the same time, we're collapsing in. Gabe is on his own. Gabe is on his own. Phoenixes are distracted, and the Goliaths are getting picked off one after the other. Yeah, massive losses there for the Goliaths. 3 Goliaths left. Just gotta pull away. In the end, the counterattack was worth it. It was a distraction. To distract. Gabe and Classic being torn apart here. Being torn apart. We spoke about the Mothership. Mothership is on the way for Classic. We have carrier production here for Shameless. Okay, to carriers. Oof. Phoenix counts up quite close. They are evening up, but the only reason why they're evening up is because we saw Phoenix production, because we have carriers on the way. That's the next big power spike for Shameless. It's going to be his power spike. is that carrier switch. I will say the mothership will help. There's going to be a big, like, there's going to be a lot of potential with cloak. We can activate cloak. This is the case for both players. Of course, the Gabe can scan. And there's one overlord. There's one overlord here for GgMaChine. One detector. There's cloak. The cloak is activated. The overlord, no, the overlord goes down. And the army has to retreat. So you have to retreat, but he does snipe the mothership. Yeah, snipes the mothership. Gotta respect the slow zones. And here they come. Here come the carriers. Likewise, yeah, we're just making more. Just making more carriers. Classic is unaware. Classic is unaware. That's what's going on. Ultra production has begun for GgMaChine. Phoenixes, they will find a mineral line. Not bad. The first time they get across the map. And they get across the map. A carrier is about to reveal itself. Yep, scans. Now he sees. Yeah, now they see the sky toss. They confirm the carriers. At this point, I would have said that getting into like Valkyrie support there would have been value there for sure. Earlier, especially. But it's hard to really say that just because like we still have to be concerned about the ground army as well. But you could have gone away with a lower Goliath count with a handful of Valkyries, which are more mobile as well, into a higher tank count as well. Right, like the tank, there's barely any tanks because of how many Goliaths there are. So there definitely could have been a more efficient setup here from Gabe. So now we're going to be committing in. The ultras, they break on through, they're getting on top of the tanks. Yeah, tanks are going down. Ooh, Tempest getting called out. Interesting switch into Tempest. But they do fall. Carriers are trying to move in. Yeah, they're trying to push forward here. We're running out of Hydras. They ran into the tank line, but they do take the expansion. And we back off. Yeah, Shameless and GgMaChine, they do back off. They do pull away. They kill the expansion. Once again, Classic, he does bleed out a lot of supply here. Down to 9 Phoenixes. Sorry, down to 11. 11 Phoenixes, 4 Tempests. Now, Tempests are superior to carriers. That is true. But only once they build up. As we commit in, going for another expansion, going for the gold. And the gold will fall. Gabe trying to rotate over. Does try to. The carriers are being focused down. The Goliaths, they're popping off. He gets 1. He gets 2. Gets 2 carriers, but the ultras are breakthrough. Like, there's still a ground army for the Zerg. The ultras, they bust on through. They punish the Goliaths. They're speedy boys. Look at them go. Look at them go, man. Yeah. GG question mark? Yeah. I mean, again, Gabe and Classic, they've been playing from behind. They've been playing from behind for so long. GG gets called. And GgMaChine and Shameless, they will claim game number 1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Winding it back here again, it was just a very rough start for Classic and HeRoMaRinE. As I mentioned before, like they were just playing from behind. A Classic, he went for a Stargate opener, that is true, but because of GgMaChine's Ling aggression early on, he did cripple their economy early on, or disrupt their economy, I should say. Shameless was freely going into double Stargate mass Phoenix, and Shameless was able to take a Phoenix lead early. Remember, he had double the Phoenix count. He had 12 Phoenixes to the 6 Phoenixes of Classic, so Classic was being abused. Classic, he was just playing from behind. And Gabe had a really hard time supporting Classic with those Goliaths. Really hard time. So Classic was just bleeding out units, bleeding out probes, and due to the massive amount of Phoenixes that Shameless had, it allowed for Shameless and GgMaChine to mass expand because they had map control, so they had that lead the entire game. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into our next game. Going to be loading into where we're dropping. Show us what you got. Where are we dropping? We go. And game 2 is going to be on Reclamation. And I do also believe that we were stuck on maybe a too heavy of a Goliath count too early on. Goliaths are necessary. Don't get me wrong, they're necessary for a Gabe just because it takes so long to try to work towards Valkyries. Like, that's not viable. So going into Goliaths makes sense early on, but I do feel like a switch into air to allow for a higher tank count would have made sense in the mid game, in the mid to late game as well. But regardless, even if that would have happened though, like, they were still playing from behind, right? Like, Gabe and Classic were still in a really rough position. And here we go, we're loading into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom side, on the bottom right hand corner, we have the SE2 Terran, we have the SE2 Protoss. It is going to be Gabe and Classic. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have their opponents. We have the double Brood War team. We have the Brood War Zerg. We have the Brood War Protoss. It is Shameless and GgMaChine. And as we get into this, a big shout out to Roctopus. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing with Twitch Prime for 4 months. Thank you so much, Mappy. Thank you so much. We appreciate the support. Hope you enjoy the content, the casting, and the StarCraft. Hope you enjoy. As we are building up, we have both Gabe and Classic discussing their plans moving forward here, coming into game number 2. Bearing in mind that also I have to fix up the, there we go, fix up the scores. As both GgMaChine and Shameless, they do have a lead currently in the series, and we'll see if they can extend that lead. So far, Hatch Gas Pool, standard opener out of our Zerg player, likewise 2-gate opener out of Shameless. Meanwhile, we do see Classic likewise opening up 2-gate as well, what they're discussing. Yeah, 2-gate double gas, interesting. So double gas opener, double gas is going to be a faster factory, delayed CC. These are very safe builds. 2-gate double gas, very safe builds here from Classic and Gabe. I say safe builds, they can also turn into aggressive builds. They can be aggressive with this as well, as they're building up an army early on. See a game with 6 Zerglings, so you kill 6 workers by 3 minutes. Yeah, I mean, that's what we tried to mention, is that GgMaChine did a great job at crippling both Gabe and Classic early on, which allowed for Shameless to be greedy, right? Shameless was greedy. Shameless, he was able to get his 2nd Stargate. It's what allowed Shameless to take a massive King's lead early on, and he never lost it, right? He never lost that lead. It was just a very strong start for our GgMaChine duo. Oh, hello. This I'm not used to seeing. Early Evo Chamber. Early Chamber, early upgrades. You have my attention. Are we going into fast +1 melee? Like, GgMaChine is massing up a lot of lings. He's massing up a lot of Zerglings here. They did get eyes on the move out. But again, that is an excess amount of lings. Head up, say, throw in the shade. More gateways being thrown down. No tech yet, no expand. We're going for the all-in. Yeah, we're just going for the all-in. Hyper aggression from both GgMaChine and Shameless. They're massing up their army. They move out across the map. We're getting messy. We're getting messy. Reapers into the main base, batteries in position. These Reapers are going to be shut down by the Dragoons. Lings again trying to catch reinforcements. We can see just a Classic racing back home. Yeah, does try to race back, and back at him, there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing here. Ooh, does force a cancel the bunker. CC's gonna be, oh no, the CC does finish. Ooh, just barely. Ooh, just barely does finish. Lings are flood into the middle line. Probe's gonna be going down, and everything's everything's on fire. Everything's falling apart here. Here comes the Ling flood. As we mentioned, GgMaChine and Shameless are all in. They're completely all in. They surround the Adepts. Heavy losses here, losing 1, 2, 3 Adepts and all the probes. And there's nothing. There's just nothing to defend. We have 1 tank on the high ground, but again, Gabe, he can defend his own main, but he cannot help defend Classic. That's the downside of this map specifically. Reclamation, your main bases are isolated from each other. We're separated, and now we can just focus on Classic. Yeah, Classic, he's just being targeted. Lings, they flood in, Dragoons as well, and Classic is on his own. He's on his own. Solito, papi. Yeah, the boys are being pulled. And with that, Classic is dead. Classic, yeah, he is going to be shut down. With that, breaks through the natural, breaks into the main, GG, and with that, we have a 2-0 lead for GgMaChine and Shameless. GG. GG well played. Winding it back here again, winding it back, we did see that GgMaChine, he did go for a massive link flood, lack of scouting, lack of information early on, so they were unaware of what was happening. Unfortunately, we saw that Gabe and Classic were being active and they were harassing and they were getting into the bases of Shameless, but they were not aware of the lack of workers, lack of droning, lack of saturation, how committed GgMaChine was being, and he just flooded across the map. They were overwhelmed. GG well played. It was also really unfortunate as well that we had Gabe setting up into the tank as well, into the early tank. It did mean that he had less to work with, less to defend, less support as well, and all just fell apart. GG well played. With that, we're getting into game number 3, potentially the final game of the series. I'm hoping for a back and forth. I'm hoping for some mid-game play. Technically, game 1 was a longer game, but by no means was it back and forth. Like, as we try to emphasize, like game 1, like Shameless and GgMaChine were just playing from ahead from the beginning. Like they were, like they just took a lead early on and they just kind of cruised their way in. So I've yet to really experience like that back and forth mid game that I so desire. Can we get there? Game 3, Yellow Jacket. Let's go. Let us go. We're loading into game 3 here. Show us what you got. It's easy. As spawning in the bottom hand corner of Yellow Jackets, we have the orange Terran player. We have the orange Terran, the SE2 Terran, we have the SE2 Protoss, we have Classic and HeRoMaRinE. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have their opponents. We have the double Brood War team. We have the Brood Wars. Oh, is he going for 12-11? Let's go gas first. 14-14? 14-13. Okay, hyper aggression here once again. We have our teal Zerg, we have our blue Protoss. It is going to be Shameless and GgMaChine. Again, they are the Shame Machine. They're shameless, pappy. Let's go. Gas first. Gas first. Early link speed. Early link speed. Early aggression here from GgMaChine. And we saw this opener. I believe this is the same opener we saw in game 1. Basically, early link speed, early link production, into a hatchery, into early link aggression to kill workers early on, to get economic damage done. Gabe does set up on the... Ooh, we're setting up on the low ground. Okay, we're setting up our low ground wall lofts here. We are walling up. We are walling off. With this, we can go for early Reaper aggression. That is true. Early Reaper harass. Shameless opening up Nexus first. Yeah, Nexus first. So Shameless is being greedy. Okay, so we're not going for the all-in. It's not like both players are building up into hyper-aggressive builds. It is GgMaChine being aggressive. It's Shameless being greedy. So it's very similar, actually, game 1. Very similar to game 1. Nice pylon block. Classic does block. At Classic, he also scouts. He confirms the early gas. Classic knows. And the pylon will buy time. We're buying time here. Even going for the cyber block. There's a cancellation. Pylon goes down. GgMaChine can finally expand. And because of the foresight, because of the forewarning, we have Reapers getting ready. Yeah, Reaper into factory. Delayed CC here for HeRoMaRinE. Opening up double gas. We should be fine. Yeah, we should be fine here. We're fully walled up. We're fully walled off. And again, this is a big investment by GgMaChine, and this time he won't get early game damage done. So sorry, I set up the early scores. So I was just distracted by the early gas. I was distracted. Link speed is done in 2 seconds. Reaper has to get the hell out of here. No! Okay. Does pull away. Does pull back home. Link speed kicks in, and we hold. Nice positioning here. That was actually really nice cooperation, actually. Really nice teamwork. Classic, he moved out of the way so the Reaper could move in, and then he plugged up the wall. Plugged it up. Nice teamwork. Oof. As Gabe is going to be careful. Gabe pulls out a double Stargate out of Shameless. Going double Stargate into Mass Scout. Meanwhile, single Stargate out of Classic into Phoenixes. I'm curious to see how this pans out, actually. I mean, I say I'm curious. I do actually prefer Brood War Skytoss. in the early to mid game, because we're going into Mass Scout versus Mass Phoenix. That is true, as we're going Oracle first as well, so that's going to be delayed Phoenix production. But if Classic tries to fight for the sky, all we need is a couple of supportive Corsairs, and the Phoenixes can never engage, because Phoenixes, just like Mutas, are very prone to stacking. Very prone to stacking. Reapers, they poke in, they don't scout the tech. So far, Gabe and Classic, they're unaware of what's going on. Unaware. At least from Shameless' side of things. GgMaChine, now he's droning, saturating, taking his gases, building a bit of Hydras. There's the revelation, scouts are revealed, and we are going into Phoenixes. And again, like, I'm concerned about this. Like, I'm not entirely convinced that Mass Phoenix is going to be anywhere near as good. Phoenixes are revealed. We have to build up our like initial scout setup first. Initial scout setup, initial scout core of the army, the foundation, if you will. Setting up the foundation, forge on the way for cannons. And I'm curious to see if and when we go into Corsair production. Yep, there it is. Now, we don't need too many. I feel like 5 Corsairs are going to be enough, and then you can just go back into the scouts. That scout stays zone away. The Lings just try to engage. Oof. Inserting back the Phoenixes. And without the Classic, who lose control of the low grounds, Pylon's going to be going down. Can we break down the expansion? Oh no, the Cyclone, be careful. The Cyclone will survive. We'll zone back the army. Phoenixes, they give chase. Yeah, they nibble away at the scouts. So far we hold. Classic and Gabe, they do hold on. They defend the third. Here comes everything else. I believe that is the scout upgrade. Is that speed? As we have just one Corsair, actually. Okay, just the one. I knew it was going to be a lower count, but I thought we would have at least a couple more. And now moving in. Oh, jeez. Again, the Corsair does punish the stacking. And the base is going to go down. Down goes the third as well. The Ling Hydra does overwhelm. Gabe's tank can't move down. Get some rough Sim City. Yeah, tank was out of position. And we're just denying the third. That's what we're going to do. Just deny the third base over and over again. From here we rotate. We're just rushing straight into carrier. We just ignore it. Oh my god. Yeah, we just go straight carrier. Third bases are being denied. Oh, does find one scout. So a bit of miscontrol there by Shameless. Bit of miscontrol. But last, neither player can expand. They're just, hey, they're stuck on 2 bases behind this third base here, getting fully saturated for Shameless. Third base for GgMaChine. We just build up, we can drone. Carrier upgrades on the way. Yeah, and again, we just have a hard time rotating, maintaining these bases as well. There's one tank in position. We have the carrier capacity upgrade on the way. It's called carrier capacity. It's like, I think we said this last time. Now, some of the Brood War upgrades, like, they're just very literal. They're very literal. SMH. In SC2, it'd be cool, like, I don't know, like plasticsteel hull or something. I don't. Let's do that. Just increases capacity. Yeah, true. Fair enough. I see you. Premier carriers are building up. Gabe does break out, and carriers, they've still yet to build up the interceptors. True. They've yet to build them up. There is a window in time here where Mass Marine can maybe get some damage done here, but there is Hydra support. Ooh, tank does siege. Tank's within range. And again, there's only the one Corsair. Despite that, a lot of damage is being dealt. Corsair is going to be focused down. And there aren't enough carriers here. The first carrier is going to fall. Oh, can we get it? Ah, pulls away. Yeah, Phoenix is overwhelming. The Phoenixes are doing it. He gets one, he gets two carriers, not enough Hydras on the ground. Whew, and they break through. They break through again before we hit critical mass of carriers. We're doing it. Classic in game. They break out across the map. They break the main army. We do pull back to the shield battery, though. We pull back to the battery. Battery does maintain the carriers, but again, now there's only three. Again, they need time to build up those interceptors. They still need time. And we're just going to keep going. Like, at this point, we're all in. Like, we're just going to keep going, knock down the bases, cripple the economy. 14 probe kills. We can't let Shameless stabilize. We can't let him. Keep going. Send it back. Oof. So Hydras do support. Yeah, carries get called out. He gets one. He tries to. Jesus. The battery. Yeah, the carry does fall back. But the base is falling. That's what matters here. The expansion is going to fall. We'll take down the Nexus. Tanks they bully back the Hydras. Lurkers now morphing in. Yeah, Lurkers are morphing in. Lift on the Lurkers. Nice moves here by Classic. Hydra's trying to break through the tank line. And so many Hydra's going to be going down. Massive tank shots. The tank shots back. Keep going. Now the carry count is terrifying, but once again, like, the interceptors are lacking. We're lacking interceptors. Shameless, he's supply blocked. And again, we break out just in time. Now finally they retake their third bases, claiming a fourth. Whew, we have a series. I was concerned it was going to be a 3-0, not gonna lie. I was very concerned. And again, if they had waited any longer, I feel like it would have been, to be honest. Like, we mentioned how there were, what, 4 carries at the time, but they were still working on interceptors. Like, I think only one had full interceptors as well. So that timing was so crucial there for Classic and Gabe. If they had waited any longer, different game. Different game. They're coming from behind. Expansion goes down. And we just keep pushing. We keep going. We don't stop, Happy. We got the Tempest as well. A much more secure answer to the carrier. Getting his Tempest. And you know what I'm curious about, actually? I want to see Shameless and GgMaChine. What do we go for after taking a loss? Do we go double AC2? Do we commit into double Brood War? What's it going to be? As GG gets old, GG gets cold, and with that, HeRoMaRinE and Classic will put a point on the board. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Eventually, again, they were able to break out, push across the map. Despite Classic struggling, I mean, both players were struggling to expand and build up their bases, but we saw that Gabe was able to build up a heavy bio army. They pushed across the map, hit the center expansion, and again, they hit just before the carriers had really hit their stride. Just before they were really built up and really ready. They broke on through. GG, well played. And with that, we have a series, we have a finals, and we'll see if we can make it all the way to the ace match. The pressure is still very much so on Gabe and Classic, still very much so. And remember, it's loser's pick. That's what I'm curious about. It's loser's pick. So GgMaChine and Shameless, what do you have for us? What do you have? What do you got? So game 4 is going to be on Undercurrents. Whew. Vámonos, papi, vámonos. Those carriers are beefy? They were. I mean, sure, they had some battery support, but the Phoenixes had a hard time knocking them down. The carriers are thick, papi. Let us go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have... Oh, we are forcing. Okay. We have the double Brood War team. We have the German Terran. We have the South Korean Protoss. It is HeRoMaRinE and Classic. Forced into double Brood War. Meanwhile, spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the double SE2 team. They've picked and chosen to play on with SE2. It is going to be the blue Protoss. It is going to be the teal Zerg. It is GgMaChine and Shameless. Let's go. Let us go. In public, Shameless E2. True, true. Shameless. As we are building up our forces. Again, we had Gabe theorizing that they're going to go into Ling Phoenix. So, yeah. And we'll see if that's the case. Again, Stargate play is very common in 2v2s, regardless of whether it's Brood War or SE2 Protoss. So that is, I mean, a solid prediction. We'll see how GgMaChine plays this out. So far, Hatchgas Pool, standard opener out of GgMaChine. He has been going for a lot of Ling aggression, that is true. We'll see if that continues here. We'll see if that continues. I will say that it should be a bit of a better defensive setup early on. We have a shared main base, we have a shared natural, and Classic gets a free pocket expansion as well. So as a result, we often do see a lot of mid-game and mid to late game on Undercurrent. So I wanted like a back and forth mid-game, and we'll see if we can finally get it. Can we get it back? Can we get into the late game? Oh. Hey, maybe. For now, we're taking our natural bases. We're securing ourselves. We're imagining, you know, a mech sky toss out of both Gabe and Classic. Imagine. Hello. As Shameless sets up for the proxy. Throws down the proxy pylon. Did go for his own natural expansion, bear that in mind, so no one-base play, but you have my attention here. The probe is on patrol, Cybercore is now done. No shot we're going for a committed tech structure here. No shot. Yeah, proxy Stargate, okay. Proxy Stargate into Oracle Harass across the map. This is risky just because it does mean that once you lose map control, you will lose the Stargate. You will lose it. The added benefit, of course, is the Oracle gets across the map faster to ideally hit the Terran. I mean, to hit either player, really. Here we go. Here we go. Meanwhile, third base on the way for GgMaChine. Building up, saturating. It is going to be mech, of course, so we do have our second factory in production here for Gabe. Building a bit of vultures. Second Stargate for Classic, getting into his own scouts. I mean, true, the scouts are going to be out. There's going to be an answer here to the Oracle. It's going to be an answer. I'm not entirely convinced by the proxy Stargate, but we'll see. I'm not convinced. So far, we have our full wall. Edit does shade in. Shades in, gets a full scout, confirms the double Stargate, mass scouts. And Shameless is going into Blink play. Going into Blink Stalkers. I mean, he has to. In the sense that going into like Mass Phoenix is not going to be viable here with a proxy. The Oracle does hide. That was Gabe pinging the Zealot to move out of the way. That's Hey, open up. Okay. So we're opening up Vulture Goliath. The guy Goliath again, he's just blindly trying to hard counter Phoenix play. We know that there are no Phoenixes. Working off of intuition. The Oracle does hit the main, not bad. The scouts they moved out. Getting up to 6 probe kills, 6, 7 probes. Okay, probes towards the end. The Oracle does fall. Bearing in mind there's no more Oracles behind this. It is Blink. And the Stargate has been found. From here, we're switching into tank production. We need that ground army. The Oracle was worth it. Oh. And we'll see how Shameless plays this out. So far, just 3-gate Blink into the third. More of an economic build here out of Shameless. Trying to keep up with the scouts. Because of the double Stargate scout opener, carriers are on the horizon. Like, that is the win condition for Classic. Get into carriers. And I'll be honest, I'm not really convinced that we have the answer to that. Like, Jesus, we get the entire mineral line. Yeah, 7, 8 probe kills. Classic does equivalent damage to what he sustained with the Oracle. So nice counter damage. Shameless out of position. Opening up the wall. Got some messy SimCity here. Oh no, the tank can't squeeze out. Has to kill the bunker. Yeah, we're just landscaping a little bit here. Leveling out the ramp. Here it does break out. It does break out, does zone. Carrier production has begun. Like, as things stand, like, I don't see a world where our SE2 duo can kill Gabe and Classic anytime soon. So I feel like we can freely just build up into our carriers, turtle up on 3 bases. Like, remember, especially because of the pocket expansion, like, Classic's economy should be secure. We're building up our tank lines. Again, it's going to be Mech and Skytoss. And we're playing for the late game. Okay, yeah. As we assume, like, there's no all-in coming or anything like that. We're just building up into Spire, into Hive, into Corruptors, into Spellcasters. We're playing for the late game, but at the same time, like, the Protoss force here, Shameless' side of things, he's stuck with a very gateway-heavy composition, which I feel like doesn't scale well at all against Mech and Skytoss. It's just a very awkward mid-game here from our GgMaChine. The GgMaChine is breaking down. It's not firing on all cylinders. Oh no. Now there's potential with these Stalkers. They're very mobile, of course. They're very mobile, and we can maybe... Oh no. If there was only Protoss here, then maybe we have tank lines. Like, we have tank lines everywhere. Like, how do the Stalkers move in? Like, it feels like we're stuck with this kind of gateway army. We can't really make use of it. We can't use it, Pappy. As we have a line of tanks, line of spider mines. We're fully turtling up. More carriers are amassing. Ideally, this does lead into Dark Archons or High Templar as a supportive unit. Oof! Oh god! Like, what's the end goal here for Shameless? Like, what's the end goal composition? I guess is what I'm getting at. For GgMaChine, he has Aspire, right? He has Aspire. He has access to Corruptors. Hydrogen try to collapse in. They run into a siege line. Yeah, the Skytoss is here to support. Oof! Once again, massive tank shots. Viper production has begun. And the issue that I have here now for GgMaChine is that he's sticking with Ling Hydra Viper. He's sticking with it. It has potential with Blinding Clouds, of course. Like, you can try to, like, mass Blinding Cloud and break a position here, but that won't help against the Spider Mines. Like, Spider Mines are still a really strong supportive unit to punish any kind of dive. And of course the Skytoss as well. But I think that's the only thing I can think of, is that this army is just built to dive. Like, we're just building up for, like, one massive, like, commitment. Just jump in. But the longer this goes on, like, we have missile turrets, we have cannons. Like, this is a solid brick wall. Like, we're not but we're going for it. Here come the Vipers. Let's go. This is it. It's all we have. Yeah, he's going for the dive. Here come the Lightning Clouds. Oh, sorry, abductions even. Oh, true. He got abduct tanks. We can't do that in SE2 anymore. Oh my god. We forgot. There's still more tanks though. Yeah, there's still another tank line. The Stalkers get punished. And they don't break through. They do not break through. But true. The Brood War tanks aren't stuck to the ground. Oh. Nice Prism harass. Warp Prism into the main. Zealots, they do warp in. SCV kills. Nice damage. Hydras, they push forward. And they don't break the forward base. Yeah, carriers will defend. So this was some decent damage. Even here, some awkward movement for Gabe. So 16 SCVs, and we were able to clean up a couple of tanks. How many? Let's have a look. 9. 9 tanks went down. Now, what's scary here is that this was all damage done to Gabe. What about the Skytoss? What about the Protoss? What about Classic? Classic was left alone. It was left alone. So Classic is about to max out with Skytoss. He's got Storm on the way, High Templar amassing, more carriers. He's got 9, so to be 13 carriers. Oof. Does go for Blinding Clouds, does abduct. He gets 1, he gets 2, 3. Yeah, 3 carriers, nice abductions. Oof. But the ground army is still being punished. And the goal here is just turtle. Just turtle up until we max. Until both Gabe and Classic max out. That is going to be the goal. You might be looking at this and be thinking, oh, but Shameless and GgMaChine, they have every base on the map. That is true, but they're stuck with a very mid-tier army. It's a very mid-army, if you will. And this is fine for Shameless and GgMaChine if they can kill bases. If they can deny these expansions, oh Jesus. If they can deny these expansions and cripple the economy and stop their opponents from maxing out, then sure. But if they fail to do so, like we just saw, then they will be outscaled. Mass Blinding Cloud's not bad. Does Mass Blinding Cloud, but the Blinding Cloud's about to run out. Yeah, the Blinding Cloud runs out, there's no follow-up. The Clouds, they do nothing. At the same time, we did attempt to drop into the bases. Yeah, Prism into the main base. A lot of workers are going down. I mean, very nice Prism, very nice counterattack. Oh my god. Yeah, ZX is fools. Okay, we're doing damage. It's working. They're killing CCs. Yeah, this CC will fall. Nexus as well. They're breaking through. If they fail to do this, then I'd be concerned, but no, they're killing bases. They're achieving their goals. 28 SCV kills. Oh, gotta be careful. We still gotta respect the main army. Jesus. Mass abductions, oh my god. We have the defense matrix, we'll save 2 carriers. I'm loving the use of defense matrix here, but one of the carriers still goes down. That's what, like 4 carriers falling. And I think they've done it. Like I think at this point they've broken the shell, if you will. Like they've broken their shell, they've broken the defensive line. From here on forward, it's going to be a much more difficult defense for Classic and Gabe. Much more difficult. Pushing further in. Stalkers, we gotta be careful here, as we're stuck with A move. Yeah, we gotta get out of here. Shameless was distracted, going for a Zealot rub mine. Gets into the mineral line. Zealots get in. Oof, storms do punish. Massive storms. Herbs are going down. And we're just gearing up for another dive. And if we can just keep denying these low-gun expansions, then eventually Gabe and Classic will run out of money. Right? They'll eventually run out of money. They'll run out of resources. Oh. Rough rotation. Yeah, bit of an awkward rotation. And again, what's making this really work here are the Vipers. Like, the Vipers have been the MVPs. They're the MVPs. There we go, we have Maelstrom on the way. Speaking of spellcasters, it's going to be up to Gabe to EMP. Remember, Science Vessels can EMP, so can the... Oh, so we can feedback as well. Yeah, feedback's 1. Archon gets caught. But again, because the Vipers have been so crucial when it comes to these dives, like it's all about the EMPs and the feedbacks. Stop the Vipers. If they can't stop the Vipers, then they won't stop the Shame Machine. They can't stop them. Oh no! The science vessels! Oh god. Gets one vessel, but does take a lot of tank shots to the face. Oh, going for the irradiates. Does go for the irradiates. Dark Archon trying to flank. But the Vipers are further back. And you can see GgMaChine, he does babysit them, does pull them further back, ensuring they're safe. The Zealots that catch out a couple of tanks. That's gonna be 1, 2, 3, up to 4 tanks. Very nice. I still let run by. The Terran army does break out. Trying to break out. Shameless trying to take one of the classic spaces. Attempting. Oh. He ducked in the changeling. God damn it. Esther GgMaChine. But again, he's cleaning up tanks. Cleaning up more tanks. We are lacking saturation though. This is a big concern now. Once we're getting into the late game, we have a lot of drones, a lot of saturation on these closer bases, but we need to focus and fixate on saturating these fringe bases instead. There we go. Now he's rotating. Now he's transferring. Otherwise, they might be in control of Gabe. Okay, we're moving out. We're pushing. We're breaking out. Tempest have been amassing. Shameless switching into Tempest production. Has to pull away though. Gee, the defense matrix here in the Archons is crazy. Oh my god. Yeah, defense matrix is running out. We come in from behind. Mass power bomb. It does storm the Stalkers. Oh, the Stalkers do go down. But the Ultras, yeah, the Ultras do clean up. We clean up the ground army. The tanks full. The Vultures as well. Just a very messy fight. Tempest, they break through. The Tempest back. They can focus on everything. Yeah, they focus on the science vessels, the carriers. Again, the ground army was lacking. And Shameless is building up his own perfect army now. Like, we're done with the Mass Gateway army. Went for the Tempest switch, the Tempest transition. We're at how many? We got 15 Tempests. Remember, they do bonus damage to massive. They do counter the carrier. We have to bring everything together. At the same time, CC is denied. Carrier's distracted on the left-hand side. Base goes down. Machine is going to be careful. Has been trading. And Shameless just rotates. Takes down the center base of Classic and now can rotate towards left-hand side. And knock down another expansion. He's lacking tectonic destabilizers, so it does take a little bit longer here, but he does snipe the base. Gabe is more concerned about expanding. Nice irradiates on the lurkers. Does go for the power bomb. And power bombs the science vessels. A couple of vessels do go down. Guess what? 1, 2, 3 vessels. Tempest keep moving in. Armies are distracted. The Tempest just rain down on the bases of Classic. Ay, ay, ay. A nice storm. Tells in a nice storm. Hydra's able to down another expansion. And again, we did have an impressive breakout moments here for Gabe and Classic, but oh my god, they're just being torn apart. There's cannot expand, massive radiate. Oh my god, it radiates everything. The Hydra's being cleaned up. We get the Maelstrom as well. The Maelstrom. But what about the Tempest? What about the Tempest? Shameless, let's have to be careful with him. I also want to get caught out. Bearing in mind the Classic is building up mass. Oh, Jesus. He stole himself. What was it? Be careful. But he's building up mass scouts. God, the changelings are choking up the army. The changelings, man. That actually did affect the defensive rotation, unironically. Shouts to the changelings. I forgot to update the scores again. Sorry, I was just so engrossed in the game. I was so engrossed. It happens, man, it happens. As at this point, we're just committing. Yeah, we're just committing across the map. The bases are falling one after the other. The Tempest Day cannot be dealt with. We just commit across the map. Mass Storms. Hydras are struggling. We need those Tempests offensively. Like, this is good damage, but we can come back home now. No, the Goliaths. Yeah, Goliaths are moving in. Classic, he does race back home. Oh, and they're teaming up. Yeah, they're teaming up here on Shameless. Shameless, he's by himself. He's on his own. Get out of here. It does force a recall. We'll lose 1, 2, 3, up to 4. Up to 4 Tempest. Does force a recall. And Classic still has a terrifying army. Still has his carriers. Still has a higher scout count. They've been losing bases. But they're surviving. Unfortunately, because of all the expansions here from the opposing team, we can rebuild. We can rebuild, remax. Orion Mass Stalker. Once again though, does overextend. We'll lose 1, we'll lose 2, 3 carry. Jesus. Yeah, the carry count's gonna be reset. The scouts, they move in. The scouts, they reset the carry. Sorry, they reset the Tempest. I can say carry. They reset the Tempest counts. Alright, just coming in from behind. Nice power bombs, very nice power bombs. Yeah, trying to catch out the scouts. Oof. Stalkers, they come in from behind. They blink on top of the army. They focus on the tanks. And can we focus on the carriers? He can. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, getting all 4 carriers. Resets the Skyjust army. Oh my god, the Maelstrom and the Irradiate. But GG gets called. And with that, you can't stop the Shame Machine. They will claim the series 3-1, becoming this week's StarCraft Evolution League champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Shameless and GgMaChine. They will claim the series a takedown. Classic and Big Gabe. Again, Classic and Big Gabe, they were able to build up they were building up their perfect armies, right? Like Mech and Skytoss. They were securing their armies. But, and if you recall, I was not really convinced that this Mass Gateway and Ling Hydra heavy composition would actually work. But the Vipers, we spoke about it, right? The Vipers, they did excel. They were insane as they were able to move in and punish these siege positions, of course, allowing for the Shame Machine to come in to reset the tank count, to catch out some key carriers, as we saw many abductions on the carriers, and of course punish the bases as well. And with that, they broke the shell. We did mention they kind of broke the shell. They broke the defensive line of Classic and HeRoMaRinE, and eventually allowed for the Mass Tempest switch. Eventually, but even before that, they were doing very, very well, knocking down bases, War Prism Harass into the expansions as well. They did pull both Classic and HeRoMaRinE apart. GG, well played. Did get pulled apart. Whew. And again, congratulations here to both Shameless and GgMaChine. Again, they're one of the best 2v2 teams in the world, and they do excel here as well in StarCraft Evolution and the SEL Doubles #2. Bearing in mind that this is a bi-weekly tournament, I don't know how long it's going to run. Right now, this tournament is partnered with Euthermal's 2v2 circuit, but the circuit is coming to an end, right? The 2v2 circuit is, I think this is the final month for the 2v2 circuit, and then we go into the playoffs. So after the circuit concludes, I don't know if we're going to be running any more of these 2v2 tournaments for StarCraft Evolution. It'd be fun if they do. It'd be fun. It's a nice breath of fresh air, but I don't know if it will continue. So it's we'll see. We shall see. It's up to the event organizers whether they continue it or not. Here we go. Oh, let's go. Yeah, my apologies. I updated it towards the end, but specifically in 2v2s, it's because I'm like used to seeing and looking at bottom left, and I just naturally see the scores there. But in 2v2, the scores in a different position, and yeah, often does fall by the wayside. It's forgotten. Smurge. Yeah, 2v2 is fun. It's fun for sure. It's fun for sure. And we're in like an era of StarCraft where a lot of the top players are embracing 2v2, which does help it quite a lot as well. But GG well played with that. Congratulations to GgMaChine and Shameless. Shout out to Classic and Gabe, because I'll be honest, I didn't expect them to go all the way to the finals, just because of some of Gabe's inexperience in StarCraft Evolution. But was mentioned earlier is that apparently Gabe played a lot of Brood War when he was younger, when he was a kid, and that maybe helped him out a little bit when it came to unit control, when it came to composition specifically, and his overall setup. GG well played. Congratulations. With that, we are going to be wrapping up here for the morning. Again, exclamation mark schedule, I think, in the chat. Have a look at our schedule, and so we'll have a look together here, as it's been an intense week of StarCraft. So we were just covering GSL last night. We were live casting GSL. For those who don't know, GSL is back, and we've been casting. We were the only English casters for the qualifiers, and we've been casting the main event as well over on Soup. Exclamation mark Soup in the chat to our link to our Soup channel, where we have been casting all of GSL, including GSL CK and GSL qualifiers. Meanwhile, when it comes to our regular scheduled broadcasting, later on tonight we're going to be live with the Podcast. The Podcast is our weekly talk show where we talk all things StarCraft. I know that a new patch just went live for StarCraft Evo, so there's a new patch to discuss and many other news. Let's actually have a look here. I have some catching up to do. We didn't miss the podcast last week, unfortunately. We did miss it last week, so we have a bit of a backlog. We have a lot to discuss. What do we have? We have a Diablo Immortal and StarCraft crossover. We have the SC Evo patch. We have a new podcast episode with, I believe, Comeback TV. We have a new Beyond the Ladder episode with Gamer Richie. And we have all the tournament results as well. True. All the results. There's a lot of tournaments to discuss. Because it's going to be a little bit jam-packed, we might like spread some of this out a little bit. We might actually keep SC Evo for next week, actually. Discussing the patch, I mean. As 1.19 just went live. Like today or yesterday. So there's a new Evo patch. So that's going to be later on tonight. You can also see the GSL rebroadcast over the weekend. Again, we live cast GSL on Soup, and we're going to be showcasing those VODs and the rebroadcasts on other platforms on Saturday and Sunday. Meanwhile, we have our own tournaments over the weekend. We have Sea Looking Open and Sparkling Tunic Cup as well. So we have our own tournaments that we're going to be hosting, our online weeklies and monthly tournaments as well. So you can check them out over on our channel, of course. We're live every single day. As you can see here, we cast more StarCraft than anyone else out there. More than Morty, more than Steadfast. We have the quantity, and we have a little bit of the quality as well. Otherwise, if you want to support us, you can follow us on all the channels. YouTube, if you want to watch something live, and if you missed out on the previous SEL doubles tournaments, or if you missed out on GSL or Tunic Cup or Home Story Cup or some of our other tournaments, then check us out. Check out the VODs over on YouTube. Likewise, you can also support us via Patreon if you wish. Our Patreon does fund our tournaments on a regular basis. It funds the Tunic Cup, the Duckling Open, and the Swan Open as well. All of our events are funded via Patreon, so thank you so much. Thank you so much to all of our patrons, to all of our supporters that allow us to host those events and that help us grow our prize pools as well. You can help us reach our next stretch goals and hit greater heights for those tournaments via Patreon. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later on tonight for the podcast. See you then. Ciao, papi, ciao. See you then. Hasta luego.